So give me a quick breakdown on the OWARE Festival. This is the third, the fourth?
This is the third Toronto International OWARE tournament. This is actually MacPre's signature event since we started the photo exhibits many years ago. This one has eclipsed it. So what we have done with the OWARE tournaments is use it as an opportunity to promote the great African teaching tool, teaching resource, social engagement tool that so many communities can gather around. You know, all African countries have their own version of the game. It's played in Antigua and Barbuda, you know what I'm saying? It's played in Philippines, it's played in Sri Lanka under different names. But so many of us are not familiar with it because we have been able to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. So what we decided to do with the Toronto International OWARE Tournament is introduce this great African teaching tool to the entire community.
And so in here we got right now as we speak, an 84-year-old playing a
That is indeed correct. That's indeed correct. What's happened is...
That's a wide range.
It's a wide range. We always talk about bridging the generational gap. And what a better way to bridge the generational gap, but with something that elders and children can sit down and do together in a fun and competitive way. This is the first time since I have been living in Toronto, Canada, that I have ever seen an activity where you can have 5, 6 generations sitting down and having fun together. So it's going to be exciting as we come to the end of the third Toronto International OWARE Tournament to see the 84-year-old elder play against somebody that's probably less than 10 years old.
Explain the teaching tool part of it.
Teaching tool about it is that OWARE is a math game, it's a counting game, it's a calculative game, it's a strategy game. So on the basic rudimentary level for grade 1s and 2s, it could be a place value board like the abacus and so forth, where you can do 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s. But for the third grade, it's like an assessment tool, because within the game you have complex concepts of algebra, but let's deal with simple concepts like counting, problem solving, computation, mental math, all of those things, or basic counting, 1, 2, 3s, patterning, all of those things are in the game. So if you have taught your student the math processes from the first and second grade, by the third grade, you just watch the way they play the game and see how well they have abstract the math processes. However, once you pass the grade 4 and 5 going, it's no longer a teaching tool math game for them because they are beyond that simple mathematics. So what the games become for them is now a strategy tool and a problem-solving apparatus. What you solve playing the game, because you have to consider your options before you move forward in life. The game also teaches you to consider your options before you move forward around the board.
And of course, you move between Toronto and Ghana, and the OWARE game and the tools for it, the game itself, the manufacturing of it, and the art you bring. Explain then your movement between Ghana and Toronto and the work you're doing with the art.
As I think about answering this question, Brother Clifton, I think about my wife and my children who are all the way in Ghana, West Africa. And it's a big sacrifice to be an itinerant or a modern nomad, as I call myself, because I have to leave my family for a certain part of the year to come and deal with this work. But my work, the work of the African Image Revolution, is bigger than me. So how I summarize all the work I do between Jamaica, Ghana here is a part of the detriangulation process. They say we were brought here during the Middle Passage in the triangular trade of the European anti-superpowers. They took Africans, brought them to the Caribbean to grow sugar cane, to grow cotton, to bring it back to their countries to fuel the Industrial Revolution. And so the cycle continued. I'm retracing that path.
But in reverse.
In reverse. So we are detriangulating. We are returning to the source, the Africa, the games, the art, the investments, everything that supports us. Whether we are living here in Canada, we're living in the Caribbean, or we're living in Africa. We know that I started in terms of my physical birth in Jamaica, moved to Canada, I returned to Africa, where I live and have a family. So I take what I get from Africa, support the developers, support development by supporting the artisans and the business people there, and I bring it here and I build that process back. So what makes OWARE so powerful and positive is because it covers almost every single element of the African Image Revolution movement. There's education, there is community support, there is business development, entrepreneurship, all of those things, and there's also alternative educational possibilities as well.
And what is it? I mean, you must see some kind of progress then, because to make the sacrifices you've been making and to try to make the connections you're making, Jamaica, Canada, Africa continent, what do you see? How do you gauge your level of success?
I tell everybody all the time that you can take a single dollar and turn it over into a multi-million-dollar potential that can benefit yourself, your family, and the entire community. But you can't really sit down and do that. And even though he may not be somebody I quote all the time, I really like what Michael Leachin said about business and development. It don't matter how much degrees you have, how much you grew into a family of wealth. It's consistency that makes a business grow and flow. If you are inconsistent in your business development, it will fail. So for me, what I say in terms of success, I have a group of supporters and followers, so to speak, who believe in the values of the African Image Revolution, the methodology that I and Macri has used to shift from the box in terms of entrepreneurial development. I say that to say that the business community I work with in Ghana, under Sankofa Kingdom Enterprises, exports, and here we import. The money we make from the art we sell, OWARE in particular, has helped my wife to build a house in Ghana.
Tangible, something quite
very tangible. Now, that's not to say that I have not invested thousands and thousands of dollars into the educational campaign, but consistency has always been the number one factor in our success. Macri will be 30 years next year.
Wow, congratulations, man.
Brethren, I'm saying that 80% of what was used to build the house I built for my wife and children in Ghana was built from OWARE. I hope I answered your question.
Enough said, man. Give thanks.
Respect.